Hello everyone, just no freaking way here. And I found something really cool using this gigantic rocket. I'm on Kerbal Space Program version 1.13, I believe. So I'm not required to use solid fuel thrusters in order to get second stages. And that's been pretty helpful. Now, today, what I'm going to try to do is get as close as I can to the center of the sun. Now, this is a daunting task. A lot of people have done this before. And just making sure I'm recording external input here. Let's turn on all the good stuff and we'll lift off. Now, a lot of people have gotten to the center of the sun and they report some crazy things that they see, but I just want to make sure I've seen everything for myself. Now, I'm not sure what's going on here. The rocket wasn't this unstable when I first launched it. Let's see. Might have to adjust some things around here. I don't know, maybe that was just some weird error. Anyway, let's try launching again. Maybe opening fraps has slowed the game down enough to cause some errors. Maybe the other launch changed something. I don't know. Either way, we're running this on my toaster of a computer. It's not really a toaster, it's just the Kerbal Space Program takes up a lot of active memory when you use it, and it just simulates a lot of things at once, which uses up a lot of RAM, etc., etc. I'm boring you. Now, for the most part of this mission, the beginning initial stages are going to be pretty boring. It's just liftoff, achieving orbit, exceeding that orbit with speed. So we break that orbit, then we'll enter an orbit around the sun, and then we will slow that down as much as possible to try to get as close to the center of the sun as possible, and we'll see what speed we can reach out of that. And we'll see what we can find. I mean, I've done this once before and I found some interesting stuff, but I'd like to let you guys see it for the first time without me ruining it half time. And I really hope that this works, because it will be a pain in the ass if I have to lift off again. Now, just some backstory right now. I've been up all night since... I've been up all night. It's like 6:34 in the morning. I'm not sure why I'm doing this, but it's what I'm doing. I'll be heading back to college on this coming Saturday, and it's the 4th today, January 4th, 2012. Happy New Year, everybody, if that's a little late. So, coming to the end of this stage here, break these off and continue with the rest. Now, I didn't do a whole lot of great work with this rocket. It's mostly just thrown together. It just suited the needs I had at the time for it, if you know what I mean. Now, I didn't bother changing any of the stages either. So it's a little weird, if you know what I mean. Now, I'm sure if I waited long enough, I could reach the center of this one, the exact center, and actually achieve a zero fall into the sun. And that would create some crazy stuff. But it would actually take many hours to do. It's a long story. But you'll see what the fun stuff is later. Very strange results come out of this. Now, the first thing I have to do is I have to achieve a barely gravitational orbit. So, just barely hitting the top of the atmosphere. I'll go into an orbit, and we'll see where we go from there. Now, last time I messed up a little bit and had a lower orbit, like actually in the atmosphere a little bit, and that made for some prickly situations that I overcame. But since I've done it before, now I'm pretty sure I can handle it. Now we're just going to tilt it to the 90-degree mark and then set that on a constant thrust until we break orbit, or until we make orbit, and then we're going to thrust past it. And I'm not sure of all the technical terms for the space stuff, so I just say whatever sounds right. at the time. Right now, I'm going to stop the fall right about there. Alright, that looks good. Go back. There we go. Alright, so that's a good orbit right there. Let's just check the orbital map. Okay. I just gotta spread that out. Let's increase the time here. Maybe make this go by a little faster. Alright, it looks like we're just about out of the atmosphere. Just about. That was what happened with the problem earlier, last time. Yeah, I think we're falling back into the atmosphere a little bit. So let's pull it back up. And that looks about good. It's about to go into orbit. You'll see it's spaced around the Earth. Just give it 1 second. And there it goes. There's the periapsis. There we go. Okay. So now we just gotta wait for that to space out. Totally out of the atmosphere now. Well, not totally, but close enough. Still a time warp 2. Very hard to control at time warp 1. There we go. Just want to keep this lined up right. No, we can't control it right now. Something's wrong. Maybe this doesn't mess me up. No. So we broke orbit. That was faster than I thought. We're just gonna accelerate. It's like a 90-degree angle. Perfect. Well, I didn't want to break orbit that much. It was a waste of fuel. So I may not be able to get as close to the sun as I could before, but we'll see. So now we'll see the sun orbit, the orbit of us around the sun. There it is. Now, depending on how fast we go, I want to get it close to the apoapsis. It's possible, so we'll go to time warp 10,000. And once we get here at the apoapsis, see, instead last time I just, immediately slowed down as much as we could. But if I wait till we get to the apoapsis, that'll make it like almost a straight line down, because that's the slowest point, which means there's less stuff we have to slow down. See, right now you see the meters per second is going down on its own, as opposed to me having to slow it down with the fuel, because if I slow it down with the fuel, that I don't get any help from the gravity, or from the rotation around the sun. This game is a very complicated game. You have to play it for a good many hours before you understand exactly what you're doing. Now, my 8,800 meters per second. I think that'll be good, depending on how much fuel we have left. Let's double check. Alright, so I have a little bit of fuel left in these outer 6 rings, and then the full fuel inside of the regular module. So let's say when we get down to, let's say, 7,000 meters per second, that would be a good time for us to start slowing ourselves down. And from there, it'll take a little while to get to the center of the sun. But once we do, it'll be some cool stuff. At 8,400 meters per second, still slowing down. Yeah, this is like watching paint dry now. Not the most interesting stuff, but if you understand it, then it's kind of interesting. It is to me, at least. Now, 8 fuel tanks of liquid fuel will slow us down maybe 7,000 meters per second. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't measured it. But somewhere around there. So we want to slow it down as much as possible. You can see the planet that we launched off of Kerbal. Let's see. Let's see if we can see anything close to it. Let's see if the game still renders it, so we can right over the shuttle and then zoom in. Nope. Oh, you can see the moon around it too. Oh wait, you could see it. Holy crap. Oh well. Just wasting time. So if you look really carefully, you should be able to see the moon around it. Let's see, wait for it to get closer. There's the moon. There it is. I can see it. It's just a little speck. And there it's go. Alright, that's enough of that. Almost at the apoapsis. We're at 7834 meters per second. Swing it down. Alright, that was a decent waste of time. Let's go back to our regular meters per secondage. And we will start to slow ourselves down. Now, the idea is to get ourselves pointing in the opposite direction that we're going right now, but I'm not sure why. It becomes very difficult to control your ship. I'm not exactly sure why. So I'm just going to do the best I can to pull it back to around the back. And I'm going the opposite ways that the arrow keys should be taking it right now, so I'm going to end up having to do a full orbit and then just a little trick I learned. Not sure why the arrow keys mess up like this, so but it's kind of frustrating. So let's see. I got another half rotation before we get back to the side that we want it to be facing. Alright, now I'm going to just use this little trick where I can speed up time right now. It's because when you speed up time, the ship can't be under acceleration, which means that it'll freeze it where it is. So on the SAS module, and hopefully that'll keep it in place. And that's done. Break that off and fire. Again, it's messing up on me. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna have to turn that off and see if I can get it back to where it was. I'm not sure why this is so frustrating. But we'll have more paint dryingly exciting action after I get us back on course. Let's see. To the makers of this game, you really have to fix this. I'm not sure why I can't control the ship right now, but you have to make a little better description of either why and how I can change it, or make the controls work better. This is just frustrating. Can't bring the ship back to this spot. Damn it. I was hoping that making this speed up with the time warp function would change something, but it didn't. Alright, getting it back. Really annoying. Almost done. So at my college we have this organization that I'm in called the Society of Software Engineers, and every so often I would stop by their labs and play this game, and a few people were watching one time, and so now there's like 7 people in the whole organization that are playing this game that are in the lab. It was kind of funny. I started the whole thing, and see, it's going off center again. I'm not sure why. I didn't have this problem in the last one I did. But right now you'll see the orbit is now much smaller than the Earth's, or the Kerbin's. It's a weird name for a planet. Not that I'm really one to judge. Alright, let's just follow this orbit around. This is really annoying. I cannot for the life of me figure out why this wants to be so frustrating. can't get the ship to stay completely rotation free. I can't keep it facing the right direction. Oh man, this is driving me nuts. It's gotta be something to do with fraps, because I didn't have this problem when I wasn't trying to record. But now I am, and it's driving me insane. I have a half rotation I want to get back to the way I'm supposed to be facing, but no, this thing wants to be another pain in the ass. You know, I don't really care which way it goes either. I'm just going to hold one directional key. It'll go in that way around half, and then I'll just use the little trick for lining it up by changing the time speed. It's very buggy. Oh well. That's driving me nuts. This is just so boring. See, I can't really see thanks to fraps. There's a little number in the top left, but I can't see how long that this trip has been taking. But it looks like 24 days, from what I can tell. Let me know in the comments if that's right. Well, I'll know when I put it on YouTube, because I'll check, of course. I do watch all of my own videos. Not excessively, just to make sure everything turned out okay and there's like no black screen areas, or you know what I mean. Oh my god, what the fuck? I think that's the first time I've used profanity in one of my videos. Well, what the hell. Guys, I'm gonna cut it here and I'll bring it back to when I can actually control the ship. I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so I got it relatively in place. I think it's about to fly off the handle again. Yep. Alright, so I'm not sure what's wrong. I think it might have something to do with fraps slowing down this game. But I will turn the video on once I've corrected the orbit into something that's relatively vertical. And I will see you guys as soon as that's done, and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, welcome back. I got it to 4.1 meters per second. And I actually still have a decent amount of fuel left over. But that's regardless. Let's take a look at this orbit path. And that is directly into the center right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed it up to 10,000 times normal time. I'm hitting the wrong button. I feel stupid. And we are going to watch it fall into the sun. Now we're at 300 meters per second already. So we actually do get acceleration from the sun. And we're going straight down. That is nearly perfect path. I'm actually impressed. It's very close to the path back up. Very, very, very close considering. Well, that is really cool. I just gotta wait for it to speed up, because we're going very slow right now, all things considered. And we're already up to 2,000 meters per second. Now, since we get straight into the sun, it's basically going to pull us right to the center and shoot us back out the way we came. Hopefully. I'm not sure that that's exactly how it'll work, because I've never gotten this path this pretty straight before. Now, 4 meters per second is almost nothing in relation to what we're doing. So basically we're falling directly into the sun, and we're going to see what happens. Should be really interesting. See, take a look at the globe. Yeah, if you look on our globe right here, you can see that we are going directly down into it. Like, the circle with nothing in it is the direction that we're traveling, and the orange side is downward into the sun. So we're heading directly downward into the sun, pretty much. And that is really cool, if you ask me at least. But I'm really geeky, so I have a weird definition of what's cool and what's not. We're up to just about 6,000 meters per second. We're not even halfway to the sun yet. We're going to be going really fast by the time we get there. But, since our velocity will increase in an exponential curve, it's going to get a lot bigger. You'll see what I mean in a bit. Like, I'm expecting us to get, you know what, I'm not going to spoil it either, but I'm just saying this is a fraction of what we're going to get to speed-wise. Now, it looks like, through the numbers on the Fraps thing, that we are at 43 days, okay. Just how fast time is going. Now, we're at 10,000 meters per second. Our altitude is at 8 million meters, or 8 billion meters, sorry. 8.5 billion meters, 8 billion meters. We're just watching this stuff go down. Now, as we get closer, we're going to slow down a little bit more because our speed thing can only go so fast when we get really close to the sun. We're probably going to end up having to go to only to ×2 speed. We're at 18,000 meters per second. I'm not sure if anyone's ever recorded stuff like this before, but, well, I've never seen anything like it on YouTube. So, alright, so we're getting in close to the sun. 40, 50, 60. We're at 117,000 meters per second. Alright, that is crazy. So 118 kilometers per second. Speed it up some more. Alright, now we're at 150. Alright, wow. 13, 12. Alright, so we're at 9 million meters, 8765. Okay, now we can't go past time warp 2. Wow. So there's the sun that we're going into. Pretty much looking down at this giant white blob. Nothing interesting to see. Oh, we just hit 2 million meters per second. And apparently we're at -8 million meters, -9 million meters. So apparently there is a negative amount of space you can be. Can't even look at the sun with our orbital paths. But I do know it goes pretty damn close to the center. Let's get back out. Map. Right. So I'd say the center is just in between where those paths meet, and we're going to see some interesting stuff happen. So we're at 240 kilometers per second. It's going up really fast again on that exponential curve. And this is one of the weird things that was happening before. Okay, the apoapsis is changing, but there's no force of a rocket changing why it should do that. So there's basically no reason the apoapsis is changing location, but it is. And that was one of those weird things that I didn't know how to explain. Alright, so we're still going to the center. We're still increasing speed. This is a moon. Let's see, back out again. Right, see, this is changing, and it shouldn't be changing. It's really weird. I'm not sure why it's doing that. We're at 49 days into the mission. There's no reason that should be changing, and I have absolutely no idea why it is. So we're at, holy crap, 500,000, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh my god, we're at 2 million meters per second. 2 million meters per second. We're trapped. Now I don't think we can move at all. Let me see. I think we're not moving. Oh, our kilometers gauge is moving. Let's see. Our altitude. A billion meters away from... What are we orbiting? We're at 2 million meters per second. I don't know what's going on. There's the moon? What? The moon? What the hell is going on? This I'm seeing for the first time, actually. But there's some other stuff that I saw before, but this was not it. I have no idea what's going on. Apparently we're traveling at 2,040,000,000. No, that's not right. 2 million. No, wait. That's 20 million? We're traveling at 20 million meters per second? We're traveling at 20,403,567 meters per second? What's this orbiting? Oh my god, this is just really weird. I don't know what's going on at all. If someone would happily explain this to me, I'd appreciate it. Let's turn up the speed. I don't know what to make of any of this. There's carbon? What the hell is going on? We're traveling. I don't know what. I don't understand any of this. I don't understand at all. We're at 7 trillion, 8 trillion meters away from whatever is referenced. We're still, our speed has changed. What did our speed, how did our speed change? We're still traveling at 20 million meters per second. Well, we're 11 trillion meters away. Anyway, this is up for you guys to interpret. I don't know what to think about any of this. If anyone could mind explaining it to me, please do. An unmodded 20 million meters per second trip. That's just insane. So if someone can explain any of this or help me out understanding, I appreciate it. And I will. Wait, her jet's gone. Something broke it off. And our ship's violently shaking even though we're under time warp 1. As if it's under a higher time warp. That's weird. I don't know what to think about any of this. But if you guys have any explanation, I will happily accept it, and I will see you guys in some other video. Peace. One more thing before I back out. I'll just go over the stats. Separation of stage 4, separation of stage 2, stacked decoupler was damaged by engine from liquid structure, structure for liquid, blah blah blah. That's just stuff when I disconnected. Total mission time 59 days, 7 hours, 44 minutes, 4 seconds. Highest altitude achieved 16,715,313,828,967 meters. Highest speed achieved 20,529,465 meters per second. I think that's a world record right there. Highest speed over land 20 million meters per second. That's just a rough guesstimate. Ground distance traveled 18,155,566,765 meters. Total distance traveled 16,750,610,713,151 meters. Most G-forces endured 41.5 Gs. That's a lot. Everyone should be dead, but they're not. And Jebediah Kerbal still smiling as usual. Peace out, guys.